The little squirrels search for a home. In a lush and green forest lived Chi-Chi, a little squirrel, and his elder brother, Zhuang. Their home was a warm tree hole, not very large, but decorated cozily with leaves and soft hay. The tree hole was located in an ancient oak tree, surrounded by thick branches and leaves that shielded them from wind and rain. Chi-Chi and Zhuang played happily in the forest every day, gathering nuts and leading a carefree life. However, as Chi-Chi grew older, he began to yearn for a unique space of his own. One early morning, as sunlight filtered through the gaps in the leaves and shone into the tree hole, Chi-Chi decided to leave home in search of a place that belonged only to him. After having breakfast made of nuts and berries, Chi-Chi told Zhuang about his idea. Zhuang nodded with a smile. He understood his younger brother's longing for independence. Although he felt a bit reluctant, he still encouraged Chi-Chi to pursue his dream and reminded him, no matter what, this will always be your home, and you're always welcome back. After hugging his brother goodbye, Chi-Chi set off with anticipation. He leaped nimbly along the branches, shuttled through the forest. Soon, he came to a tall pine tree and noticed a spacious tree hole in the trunk. This tree hole looks really nice, Chi-Chi thought. I can turn it into a fantastic home. Chi-Chi excitedly got into the tree hole and started to get busy. He used the colorful feathers and soft moss he had collected to carefully make a comfortable little bed. As night fell, Chi-Chi, as usual, prepared to go to sleep early. But just as he was about to fall asleep, a noisy sound came. It turned out that a group of little birds were chirping and chatting on the branches outside the tree hole. They seemed to be discussing where to find delicious bugs the next day. Chi-Chi sat up helplessly and rubbed his eyes. He simply couldn't fall asleep in such a noisy environment. It seems this place isn't suitable for me, Chi-Chi said to himself. I have to keep looking. So, he left the pine tree hole and continued his search for a new home. Chi-Chi climbed down the trunk and came to the forest floor. He scurried through the grass, and not far away, a hidden burrow caught his attention. Chi-Chi approached it cautiously and found that the burrow was very quiet, with the fragrance of soil permeating the air. This place should be quiet, and I can have a good sleep here, Chi-Chi thought happily. He quickly got into the burrow, made a bed with hay, and lay down. Just as he was gradually relaxing and about to fall asleep, a rustling sound came. Chi-Chi pricked up his ears alertly and found that it was a group of little ants carrying food. They were lined up in an orderly manner, busily shuttling on the burrow wall. Although the sound wasn't loud, it was particularly clear in the quiet night, making it impossible for Chi-Chi to sleep peacefully. Chi-Chi was a bit frustrated, but he didn't give up and decided to keep looking. He remembered that his brother had said there might be a suitable place near the flower bed deep in the forest. So, he ran towards the flower bed. When he reached the flower bed, he was exhausted. At the edge of the flower bed, he discovered a small cave surrounded by flowers. Chi-Chi got in, and the faint fragrance of flowers filled the air, making him feel extremely comfortable. He made a bed with flower petals and soft grass blades, thinking, I'm sure I can have a good sleep this time. However, in the middle of the night, a sudden light rain started to fall. The raindrops hit the flower petals, making a pitter-patter sound. The sound grew louder and louder, as if playing a symphony beside Chi-Chi's ear. Chi-Chi was awakened by the rain and sighed helplessly. After all these ups and downs, Chi-Chi was tired and sleepy. He began to miss the tree hole where he lived with his brother. So, he decided to go home. When Chi-Chi returned to the familiar oak tree, the sky was already dawning. He climbed up the trunk and entered the tree hole. Zhuang was still asleep. Chi-Chi gently got into his small bed, and the familiar smell and warmth made him feel extremely at ease. At this moment, Zhuang woke up. Seeing his younger brother come back, a relieved smile appeared on his face. He prepared a delicious nut breakfast for Chi-Chi. As Chi-Chi ate, he excitedly recounted his adventure. After this journey of searching for a new home, Chi-Chi understood that although the outside world was full of novelty and temptation, home was always the warmest and most comfortable place. The place where his brother was the real home. From then on, Chi-Chi never left this cozy tree hole again, and he and Zhuang continued to live happily in the forest.